Liza. I would like to introduce you to my horse, SFR Wizard. His bar name is Topper. This year was our first year showing together. He's a 6-year-old AQHA horse. I showed him in ring. And today, Topper and I would like to take a break from the show arena and show everyone how to saddle. First, I make sure the door is open wide so that when I lead my horse out, he doesn't get his feet caught on the rail. My next step is to halter the horse. When I'm haltering my horse, I want to make sure that the door is wide enough to open, but not too wide so he can get out, and that my halter goes right across his nose. Once my halter is fastened, we're ready to start saddling. I find a safe, secure area where he can pull away to start saddling. When I tie up my horses, I like to use a breakaway slip knot, and that is where you have your two pieces and you go under and through again, and you continue going, and you safely and securely make sure it's tight. As you can see, my horse has dirt and debris in him, and when I ride, I don't want that in him because there's a possibility that sandbirds or things like that may harm him, and that could affect our ride and make it less safe. So for his sake, I am going to brush him. I use a variety of brushes. Mainly, people use soft bristle brushes, but I use a hard bristle brush from his neck to his back. When I brush my horse, you always want to put your hand on the horse because they do not know what you are doing at first, and they can't see directly behind them. So as you get farther back, you want to have your hand there so they know where you're at. Horses are wild animals, and in the wild animals attack them from the back where they can't see, and you don't want them to think that you are a wild animal. Once I am finished brushing, I take my mane and tail comb and brush through his mane and foretop. His foretop is this straight patch of hair he has on his head. And then I'll go back and just make sure nothing's in his tail. When going behind a horse, it is very important for your safety that you walk far behind the horse so that you do not get hit. And when you're behind the horse and ready to approach it, walk slowly and place your hand on the horse for your safety and theirs. Now I'm ready to begin saddling. I use a very thick work pad because I want my horse's withers and shoulders to be protected from the wooden base of my saddle. I gently place it on his back, make sure it's even, brush it off a little bit, make sure it's in the right position. And now I'm ready to get my saddle. I keep my saddle in a saddle bag, which is a really good idea because it keeps all the dirt and extra debris out of the leather and it keeps it much cleaner. Along with my saddle, I keep my sticks in that bag so it doesn't get dirty and dusty. My next step, I place my stirrup up on my saddle horn so that it doesn't scare or spook my horse. I slowly walk up to my horse and place it on his back, unhook, and next step is to adjust everything to make sure it's in the right position. So I walk over to the other side and pull my strap down, adjust everything, make sure it's sitting on his withers, but my pad, as you can see, is farther forward so it's protecting his withers. Next, I grab my cinch and hook it on. I hook it to the fourth pole because I have a longer cinch. Cinches mainly should not be shared between horses, but if they are, I properly wash them. Pull that down and put it into its keeper. I spacefully make sure stirrup in his partner's area where I primarily want my cinch to be. Then I unhook my latigo. And I tie up my latigo strap so it doesn't get stepped on or dirty. I bring the cinch around my horse's stomach and heart girth area and begin to wrap it on the inside and come around, through and around till it gets tighter. And as you can see, my stirrup is in the way, and I generally hook my stirrup up so I have more room to work. Alright, now that my cinch is tight enough, I bring it through one last time and gently start to pull. The cinch is like a belt on a human, and you don't like your belts too tight, and it's the same with them. They don't want their cinches too tight, so do it slowly and give him a little grip. As you can see, I pull and I let him relax and get used to the tightness, and then I pull again and get to my next open hole and latch it. Then I take the first wrapping that I did and gently pull it to make sure that this latch is secure so that my cinch doesn't fall off. Let my stirrup down, hook it in its keeper, and now Topper and I are ready to ride. Thank you, and I hope you learned how to saddle.